Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your thoughts, or stuck in a cycle of negativity, or just weighed down by expectations? If you have, you are not alone. Many of us feel this way, and because of it, we suffer. And in today's video, we're going to understand that pattern of suffering and how we can break it. My name is DeJuan, and you're watching The DeJuan Show. Millions of people, myself included, and maybe you, manifest suffering on a daily basis. And most of the time, we don't even know that we're doing it. We will blame everything and everyone. It's our parents, it's our kids, it's our boyfriend, our husband, it's our coworkers, the person that cut me off on traffic, it's rain, it's the weather, it's an unfair political system, it's karma, it's fate. It is everyone's fault. If they could just get it together and just do exactly what you wanted, your life would be perfect. It would be beautiful. It would be exactly what you want it to be. And then you wouldn't feel any suffering or pain any longer. It sounds real nice, but it's not true. They aren't the cause of your suffering. What causes your suffering is your mind. Your mind creates a story. And the story is about how things should go. There's a specific way that things are just supposed to happen in your life. And because you have this expectation, when things don't go that way, well, that's when you begin to suffer. Just this morning, I was doing yoga. Because I was filming today, I knew that I wanted to do a shorter class so that I could get to filming. I was looking for something relaxing so that I could be in a chill mode, and I pulled up a class from an instructor that I have taken for months now, and I started the class. Immediately, I realized, oh wait, this class is not relaxing. It's actually pretty intense. And I started getting mad because I was like, this is not what I wanted. I wanted to have a relaxed class because I'm filming this video, so I need to be relaxed. And then my mind started going and being like, what? Why didn't they say that? They should have said that this video was going to be more intense. Then I recognized, because I knew I was filming about suffering, and I knew that I was starting to create my own suffering by having an expectation of what this video was to be. And then because of it, I wasn't enjoying the video. But once I realized this is the video is more intense than I thought, okay, just accept it and just go with it. And when I did, then all of a sudden I started to enjoy the class, and then my suffering went away. I literally got an example of how we create our own suffering today. It just made it all the more real for me. And we do this in big and small ways every single day. So I want to break down some of the ways in which we do this so that you can bring some awareness to it, because once you know it, well, it becomes easier to recognize it and then to do something different, to stop your suffering so that you can start enjoying your life and enjoying everything that you experience. Because ultimately, it is a choice. You get to choose to either suffer or not. That is completely up to you. Someone can't force you to suffer. An experience cannot force you to suffer. That's your choice in your head. You could be locked in prison and decide, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present in prison. I'm going to read books. I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to reflect on what it is that I did to get myself here, and I'm going to become a better person. You could do that, or you could choose to sit there and be mad at the world, mad at the system that locked you up there, and then suffer for the rest of your life. But ultimately, it's a choice. And it's the choice that you get to make. And you get to empower yourself by making that choice. It's up to nobody else. This is how you start to take control over your life and dictate what it's going to be, because it's up to you. So let's talk about the ways in which we create suffering in our own lives. Expectations. Expectations are one of the ways in which we create suffering in our lives. We have a certain way that we believe that things are supposed to go. So the moment it does not, that's when we suffer. An example is I am currently talking with a new person. It's long distance, and that just requires a lot of texting as opposed to being able to just see each other. One of the things that I realized about myself is I have an expectation of when I should get a response back from a text. What's funny is I read a journal entry this morning from 2 years ago, almost to the day. I was talking about how I was talking with another guy, and the thing that I didn't like was that he took a long time to respond to my messages. And then now I started feeling the same way with this guy. So when I thought about that, what came to me is that I'm creating my own suffering because I expect that when I send a text message that I should get a response within a certain amount of time. There are a million reasons why I could not be getting a text right now. He's on vacation, so maybe he doesn't have Wi-Fi. Because he's on vacation, maybe he's out and about and he's seeing exciting things and he's just wanting to be present. Maybe his phone died. Maybe he doesn't want to respond. And all of those are valid and all of it's fair and fine. The thing is, the only thing that is not fine is that I have an expectation of when it is that I am to receive a text. The problem comes when I have the expectation, but I don't communicate to the other person that I have this expectation. He doesn't know that I want a text within a certain time frame unless I say something. If I want to stop my own suffering, I have two choices. And the first is communication with him. Hey, can you make it a priority to text me sooner? It's important to me. By communicating, I will have the opportunity to get what it is that I want. And the second option is that I can just have a conversation with myself. I can have a conversation with myself and realize that it's my own expectation that is causing this suffering in me. He always responds. Whenever I get the response, I'm actually really happy about it because it's a beautiful response. I can just know that it'll be longer than maybe I want, but when it arrives, it's exactly what I want. And can I learn and grow and become okay with that? Either way, I'm going to get to grow because I'm growing because I'm communicating, or I'm having a conversation with myself to adjust my expectations. I'm in control and I am choosing to remove the suffering from my life by doing one of those two things. Attachment is also a way that we create suffering in our life. We believe that the people, places, and things that are in our life that we have a connection with are going to be with us and around forever. And when they leave, as they almost always do, well, then we suffer. We suffer because oftentimes we believe that that thing is a part of our identity. We see ourselves in that thing, that our relationship, that when it ends, who am I? What am I? What am I supposed to do? When I don't have my job, what purpose do I have anymore? A big one oftentimes is with parents. Parents often feel that when they are no longer a parent, well, what do I do now? I spent so much time devoting my energy and my everything into parenting. What do I do now? That's what brought me life. Also, the death of a loved one. You relied on that connection for your sense of safety and security. That became your love and your safe place. And you relied on it for you to feel whole and complete. And then when that person wasn't there anymore, well, then the suffering began. Not only did you lose the person, but you lost what that person represented in your life. That's why deaths, breakups, losing a job, or whatever it may be becomes really tough, is because there's an attachment. You have attached yourself to these things, and then because of it, you have developed a sense of self with it. But the thing is to realize that everything in your life, every relationship, every job, role, function that you play, everything that you own, everything is temporary. It is all going to end in some way, shape, or form. Either it's going to leave or you're going to leave. But one of the two things are going to happen. And when you know that, well, then you can just appreciate everything right now. The relationships that you have right now, the things that you have, the job that you have, you can just appreciate it and really enjoy it for just what it is. And when it does end, when that person passes, the relationship ends, whatever leaves your life or you leave it, you just appreciate it. And you say thank you. Say thank you that I got that opportunity to experience that. Thank you that I got to experience the love of a person so deeply and so profoundly. Thank you. Thank you that I got to have a job that allowed me to grow, to have income, to provide for me and my family, to provide a lifestyle for myself. Thank you for that. Thank you for this relationship that let me know that I could love somebody, that I had that ability deep inside of me, that I got to feel love, and that it wasn't just this concept that I believed to be for other people, but not for myself, but that I got to experience it. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. So that when it leaves, it doesn't create pain, it creates joy because you got to experience that. Attachment becomes another way in which we can create suffering, but also begin to release the suffering from our own lives. Is just realizing that everything will pass and to enjoy it while it's here, and then when it leaves, to appreciate it. Negative self-talk. We can be so critical of ourselves. We believe that there's a certain way that we are supposed to do certain things. Again, this is kind of like expectations, but this is self-expectations. I'm thinking of a friend of mine who is a mother. She's a mother. She also has a full-time job. She's a wife. She is a sister, a daughter. She is a lot of things to a lot of people. She has very high expectations of how she's supposed to be performing all of those roles. As a mother, she's supposed to be performing a certain way. That as a wife, she has certain duties. As the manager of her business, that she's supposed to be performing a certain way. She's supposed to be a certain way with her sisters and a certain way with her parents. That there's all these ways in which she's supposed to be. And if she doesn't do that, she talks negatively about herself. And I just noticed it. And I recognized it because I was a person who did the exact same thing. I would fall below my own expectations. Well, the negative self-talk got going. You wanted to be the best version of yourself, but look at you. Look at you. You're no good to anybody. How are you supposed to be teaching people? How are you supposed to be inspiring people if you can't even keep up your own messages? Well, that's not true. We are human. We only have so much energy. You can't give 100% to everything. What you can do is you can give your best to everything, and that's the best that you have today. I just talked about that in my last video on the 4 agreements about doing your best and your best changing every day. Even if I fall short, I'm still miles and miles ahead of where I was before. Just the fact that I'm showing up and doing my best and finding ways to improve myself, even if I don't check every box, I'm still okay. I'm still good. And I think that's just an important thing to realize. The next way in which we create suffering is comparison. All of those shoulds, coulds, woulds, oftentimes they are based on other people. We see other people on social media or people that we know or read about that are doing all these amazing things. They are the perfect this, they're the perfect that, they do no wrong, they are amazing. Because I'm not that, because I'm not meeting that bar of whatever that is, now that is when my suffering starts. Really what that is you're just wanting what someone else has, and you believe that having it is going to make your life better. That having the money, the body, the cars, the job, the boyfriend, the husband, the kids, the whatever that having whatever that person has, that's going to be the thing that makes my life exactly what I want to be. Until I have that thing, well, I'm just going to sit over here and I'm going to suffer. So because of it, you miss your life. By comparing and wanting what other people have, you miss out on the joy and the beauty that is in your life. Oftentimes we hear about these celebrities and public figures who have all these things, and then they have more problems than we have in our own life. It doesn't solve it, especially if you haven't done the work inside in order to be able to receive that thing and be able to know that you deserve that thing. When you get it, all it's going to do is create more suffering because you feel that I'm not deserving of it. This money and this relationship, I don't deserve it. So then you create ways to get it out of your life through self-sabotage. You'll sabotage your relationship. You'll sabotage your body by eating junk food and not working out, not taking your medicine. You sabotage your job by showing up late, not putting in as much effort as you could. You find all these creative ways to sabotage so that you end up right back in the same situation that you were before. It's why people who win the lottery end up exactly right where they were before, because there was no time for them to do the work on themselves, so that when this money came in, they're like, oh, I deserve this. I'm not going to throw it all away and spend it as quickly as I can. No, I'm going to keep this because, again, I deserve it. So it's important to realize that you have to do some self-work first before you can have those things that other people have. Because if you are to have them now, it will just create suffering in your life. So in the meantime, don't want what they have. Just appreciate where it is that you are and what it is that you have. Appreciate the body that you have, the relationship that you have, the job that you have, the car that you have, the money that you have, the family that you have. Appreciate it now. Even if it's something that is not exactly the way that you want, just learn to appreciate it. And then eventually it will change, because all things will change. All things are temporary. I've said this before. Give it enough time and everything will change in your life. And then when it does change, well, you have learned to be in a state of appreciation. So when the new thing comes in, you can appreciate it and you can receive it and not sabotage it. I'm a person who wants to live my best life. And I feel like if you're watching this channel and you're watching my show, then you are too. You're a person that wants the same thing. When we create suffering in our life by talking to ourselves negatively, by comparing ourselves, by having expectations about the way that things should go, well, then we don't get to have the life that we want. We have this other life, and this other life that feels painful and it feels bad and it feels just like something that we don't deserve. We have a choice. We have a choice when someone doesn't text us back immediately to talk to them, or to just say, you know what, maybe they're busy. And you know what, I'm just going to go and live my life until they do. And when they respond, I'll be fine with that. We can choose to see the things that we're doing as good. I'm better than I was yesterday, 10 days ago, 10 years ago. I'm better. I've improved, and that I'm doing the absolute best that I can. We can also just choose to appreciate what we have right now as it is. To just enjoy the relationship that we have, to enjoy the house that we have, enjoy the things that we have, and know that at some point I'll have something different. And when those things come, I'm going to enjoy those things just as much. And when it leaves my life, that, you know what, I got to enjoy that. And that was really great. I'm so grateful that I got that. I say all this to say that suffering is a choice. If you are currently suffering in your life, if there's something that is creating suffering in your life, that it can stop today. And the reason why it can stop today is because you can make another choice. And when you make that choice, immediately your life is going to change. That was today's episode. I hope that you take a moment and reflect on the ways in which that you may be creating suffering in your own life. And share your thoughts in the comments below. And you know what? If you found this video helpful, you learned something, you saw something in yourself that maybe you didn't before, like the video and share it with someone who may also need that as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I have videos every Sunday that are like this, videos that are helping you to live your best life and giving you strategies and ways to do that. And I want to challenge you this week. I want you to take action and find a way to reduce the suffering in your life, either by just accepting something the way that it is, being a little bit kinder to yourself and talking nicely about yourself, not comparing where you are to anyone else and not wanting with someone else. I challenge you to do that this week. And then let me know how that goes. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel better? I want to know. I want to hear it. So comment that below. And if you haven't, go and follow me on TikTok. I'm at DeJuan. I am posting videos on a daily basis so that if once a week is not enough for you, you can have me every day. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you next Sunday. Take care.